Hey, so I've been listening to a couple of different doctors, psychologists on advice for relationships and couples. And if you have found yourself arguing repetitively about the same things, um, one thing that a lot of them had in common that they talked about was how you react to these arguments. So if you have a repetitive argument constantly over and over, let's say you don't put the clothes in the bin, right? So by the reaction, I'm saying either he or she, whoever is getting angry, mentions it, right? Hey, you don't put the clothes in the laundry basket. Put the clothes in the laundry basket. Or they themselves pick it up. The other person, if their reaction is no reaction, or they say they're going to do it later, or they give you a million excuses as to why it didn't go in the basket, those are all the reactions, right? Those are the things that cause the argument to constantly happen over and over and over again because the problem isn't being solved because the clothes is not being put in the hamper. This is just an example. This is the easiest example that I can give from all the doctors that I was listening to. Um, well, it wasn't a lot. It was like three. But the reason why it's mainly the woman that gets mad. Let's just fucking admit that right now. The reason why us women get mad because we repetitively ask you something or say something or mention something to you, and your initial reaction is to basically argue it. You can't just fix it. It's not hard. It really isn't. It's not hard to say to yourself, I'm going to stop leaving my clothes outside the hamper. I'm going to start putting my clothes in the hamper. I'm noticing that this is upsetting her because she keeps telling me. That's like, fix it. You're fixing it. Sweet. Then there's, why doesn't she shut the fuck up? Why doesn't she leave me the fuck alone with putting the clothes in there? Why doesn't she fucking do it herself? If it fucking bothers her so much. I can't put it in the fucking hamper. Even though it's 2 steps away. Like, I'll do it later. Why? Why do you have to have so many excuses to put the clothes in the hamper? Why does there always have to be something with why the clothes didn't make it in the hamper? You see, like, just fix it. If you're told enough times, if you don't fix it, we get tired. So then it becomes pointless to constantly keep reminding you. So then we do it ourselves. So then we keep quiet. So then we just hold it in. We don't say shit anymore because you're not paying attention. Because you're not seeing what we're seeing. Because you don't get it. You don't get why it's so irritating and why it's so annoying that we have to constantly do something for you that you could do, that we've asked you to do. We can't hold your hand for everything to show you how things have to get done. It's common sense for a lot of these things. A lot of things that bother us women is common sense. I don't think men don't care. I just think men are lazy and comfortable when it comes to their women. In the sense where when we get to that point where we stop telling you anything, you think the problem was fixed. You think everything was resolved because we're no longer nagging at you. We are no longer telling you, pick up your shit. But you also need to understand that when we get to that point, we've probably mentally checked out of whatever that argument was. In this situation, the hamper. Mentally, I don't care if you do it or not. It's gonna get done because I'm gonna do it, even though I asked you to do it. I hope this makes sense to some of you. I don't want to incorporate an actual argument of things that most couples really do argue about because arguments are big, they're a big deal. But I figured if I used this metaphor in this situation and explained how we felt once we check out, that you might understand, oh shit, about something that your significant other has been telling you and telling you and telling you, and then they just stop. And to you, it's a relief. You're glad and you're just like, cool, I don't got to hear about this shit anymore. She might snap, later down the line and fucking scream her head off and tell you, fucking put your clothes in the hamper. You know? That's like her last resort of trying to get you to see and understand and listen to her when she snaps because she's been quiet for so long, because she hasn't said anything for so long. So, if some of you can take this and maybe reflect a little bit, sorry, reflect, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. Just like notice something, anything, any argument that you have had with your significant other repetitively that just stopped. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to how they react when you drop your clothes on the floor. Pay attention. Notice. Notice if they just grab it, throw it in there all nonchalant, like whatever. Approach them and talk to them. Ask them how they feel. That's really it. Just ask.